Welcome back. We are here with Mission 12 of the Nightfall campaign, Dasha Vestibule. So, full disclosure here, what's normally Mission 11, Dzagnor Bastion, is actually the Zaishin mission tomorrow. So, I am recording this one before I record that one. But otherwise, not much is going to change. It's just I wanted to make sure for continuity's sake in case I mentioned something here that I will hold off mentioning in Bastion or something. So I don't have to pretend like I'm recording Bastion before this one. So, this one and Grand Court will likely, at minimum, be recorded before Bastion. We'll see if I feel like doing more. But anyways, quick note about Dasha Vestibule, the outpost. If you are looking to vanquish the hidden city of Otishim, you will need to talk to the key. The lock over here where I am, that one starts the main mission. Alright, so in terms of comp, not much has changed here. This time, guest role is going to be Margrid again. However, instead of the Enraged Volley build, or the Volley Pet build I did last time, I'm going to give her a more traditional Splinter Barrage build. Very old build from back in the day. It's great if you can get a bunch of enemies bunched up, but otherwise it's not as effective. It can do a lot of damage if you prep it properly, but so can Mesmers. So, anyways, without any further ado, we will go ahead and get this rolling. This should be a relatively quick mission. Alright, so we got Gorin here. First thing I like to do is I like to immediately run to the right here by these 4 pillars. Because you're about to get ambushed by a bunch of enemies. So if you do this early, this will allow you to get yourself prepped. You can get your shelters and your unions up just a little bit ahead of time. Because these guys come in hot. Especially the Ruby Djinn. Pun totally intended. No, I am not apologizing for it. I do wonder if I could have done a Burning Arrow build for Margrid. I'll have to think about that. I don't think I've ever done a burn build for a Ranger before. Poison's easy enough. Yeah, you just quickly clear out some of the Djinn on this side. Create a foothold. Djinn here aren't that nasty. Don't bunch up near a Sapphire Djinn. You kind of... Actually, that goes for all of them. I'd spread out for all of them, not just the Sapphire Djinn, because Searing Flames is pretty nasty. The Diamond Djinn are probably the main ones that aren't really threats. But here we go. On to the first challenge here, the Trial of Eternity. These Eternal Guardians here all give different debuffs to you. So Lethargy makes you move slower. And you can usually get a good hint on what they do from their name. Suffering gives you health degeneration. I believe Langor is the one that decreases your skill or lengthens your skill recharges. That's what I believe it does. Hex spell causes skills to recharge 20% slower. Yep, there it is. So, that can be pretty nasty if you don't prep it well, but as long as you are controlled with how you pull things, you're fine. So up ahead here, you're going to have 2 options. Either go up the stairs to the left here, or you can go up to the right and fight more enemies. I always go to the right, because this Sapphire guarded chest is going to spawn extra enemies. So I'm just being a little extra cautious here. And we just take out the Roaring Ethers. The main thing about the Ethers is they have resurrection signets. And so you can see the Ether casting it right there. But a further note about them, they will only cast resurrection signets on each other. So they won't cast it on the other Djinn. And you can take advantage of that. Alright, so now we'll go ahead and take out the Ruby here. So the Ruby is part of the bonus. Which I'll show it once we've killed him. So there we go. Drops a key. You can actually hold on to these keys so you don't have to kill the enemies, but it's like, you're coming through here anyways, so you may as well. There's no reason to hold on to them between encounters, unless your group wiped for some reason. Then yeah, I can understand it at least if I think it's foolish. So when a Roaring Ether uses Resurrection Signet, try to kill the one they rezzed, because they're only one-time use, they don't recharge. So generally you will be in a better position if you do that. But there we go. So now we'll go kill the other lethargy. So the other note about these effects is they get stronger when there's more of them alive. So, and these, it's only slightly though. It's like 50% stronger. So they intentionally leave the stronger version of the effect on whichever one you kill second. So once we kill Langor here, all of our skill recharges will go back to normal. And then once Suffering's dead, then we don't have to deal with the degen anymore. Let's get an aggressive refrain going. There we go. So, I alluded to this before. The reason why you don't just run straight up to the Eternal Guardians, even if it would make more sense, is it's very easy to accidentally pull these guys. And you do not want to fight both them and the Guardians at the same time if you can help it. Ooh, Sapphire Gin Essence. A thing about the Gin Essence, I would recommend keeping 5 of each type just in your Zunlight chest. Because all 3, Sapphire, Ruby, and Diamond Gin Essence, are Gifts of the Traveler material. And nothing is more annoying during the week that it's available than having to farm it and seeing the other 2 types drop. It's like, I swear, when you need the Sapphire one, all of a sudden the rubies start dropping like crazy. You start getting all the diamond ones like crazy. And then you need Sapphire, or then the week you need the ruby, that's when the Sapphires start dropping. So, just hang on to a couple of them. Doesn't have to be a lot. But if you treat it like you're farming all 3 essences, it's not as bad. So, keep an eye out. You've seen it already. There are ice jets that come from these pillars. So just don't do anything stupid and fight in the middle of them. I'm actually going to wait for these to go again. Alright, now we are up to the Trial of Divinity. I don't know where... Xandra, get out of that ice field! Oh my god, get the hell back here. What on earth are you doing? Heroes just sometimes drive me insane. So we're going to go to the left here, because this Diamond of Adashim is part of the bonus. The Diamond, Ruby, and Sapphire of Adashim all spawn at the exact same spots, so they're always predictable. As are their respective chests. You've already seen the Sapphire chest and the Ruby key. So now we're going to get the Diamond key and get the Diamond chest. Basically, each trial has 1. What are you even casting that on? I just do not get it. Alright, anyways, for the Trial of Divinity, you have to answer the question, which god refers to which? So, Forged in the Cauldron of Battle, that is very obviously Balthazar. I surround you, you see me daily, you do not notice me, is a reference to air. And Duena is the goddess of air. My land is cold and barren. I walk in doom's wake. That is very clearly Grenth. If you get these wrong, by the way, you have to fight Jin. So don't get them wrong. It just makes it so much easier. I am both the mask and the truth the mask conceals. That is the patron goddess of mesmers. That is Lissa. And that obviously leaves of the 5 gods. I am found in the fields and the forests. My voice springs from the Elon River. That is Melandru. And then we have a 6th god here, Abaddon. The Margonites serve me best. Stay tuned for Margonites. But up here is our diamond-guarded chest. So once again, when you approach, you're going to get ambushed by enemies, so just be ready for that. There they are. If you can attack the Ruby Djinn first, I would. That is usually going to be the one that snipes the group thanks to Searing Flames and Liquid Flame. Both pretty nasty AoE skills. As relatively weak as Elementalists are when they're in your party, as heroes, Elementalist bosses are frightening. Especially fire ones. Okay, doesn't want to hit today. So we'll go ahead and let them finish the job here. But yeah, the bonus is going to be getting all 3 treasures of Adashim. There's 1 treasure and 1 key per section. So the ruby chest and the sapphire key are both in the 3rd section. Which we are done with 2 out of the 3 already, and it's been, what, 9 minutes? And honestly, that's slow by my standards. Usually I'm through here in like 6. Alright, so now we will take out this Roaring Ether. The main thing with the Roaring Ethers to keep in mind is they have both Energy Burn and Energy Surge. So if you can afford to do it, as I do a lot when I'm on my Warrior, if you drain all of your energy, E-Surge and E-Burn do not do any damage to you whatsoever. The thing you have to be careful about if you're doing that, though, is they also bring Wastrel's Demise, which deals increasing damage when you're not using a skill. So the optimal way to really take no damage from them is to have an Adrenal skill prepared and then be at 0 energy. Which obviously not every class can do, but you can send something forward if you want to. Like a pet, for example. And then that's not really much of a problem. But we are on to the final challenge here. Hope you like math. And especially, I hope you have practiced your prime factorization. Alright, take out the Ruby Djinn first. So there was Wastrel's Demise right there. It's that purple-looking effect where you have 3 blades going through you. And just as soon as you use a skill, it goes away. The damage isn't severe if you let it hit you, but it's still annoying. So if you can avoid it, you should avoid it. Just give your healers a little bit of a break. So we've got pedestals here that that go up at an unclear sequence. It's like, sure, 14 plus 21 is 35, but not much else. Then you've got other larger pillars in the back here. And then some thunders up here. They've got a nasty knockdown skill. That's pretty much it. Otherwise, they're, for the most part, glorified paragons. They are not actually that strong. Although they can do a nasty amount of damage if you aggro all 4 of them. So just be smart about it. Just keep an eye on the group. We had displacement for a while, so that made them not really much of a threat to me. But now they're going to start doing some damage. And they also act as Diamond Djinn. So the way to remember the Djinn is the Elementalist is a Ruby Djinn, the Dervish is a Sapphire Djinn, and the Paragon is a Diamond Djinn. It's pretty consistent throughout. Diamond is probably the least threatening. The boss can have a nasty amount of single target damage through Spear of Lightning. But that's about it. Nothing else is really that troublesome from a Diamond Jin's build. So, we've got these crystal keys. So if I put it in, say, 14, does not matter which one you put it in first. It is always solvable. You'll see that we now have a crystal up on 2 and 7. That's because 2 and 7 are the prime factors of 14. So now we need to find the number that prime factors out into 3 and 5. So multiply them together, you get 15. Easy. So 10 and 21, 35 and 6. Both those combos work fine too. There are 3 solutions to this. It is really not that difficult. Don't overthink it. But now we are on to the Sapphire of Odisham. Just be careful. It is a dervish, so don't group too much around them. Now we trigger the ruby. There we go. It's like the Sapphire one is the only one that in theory could be worth hanging on to key-wise, because if you wipe out here, well, you'll have the key at the very start of your next run when you do Trial 1, but it's like, if you want the bonus, you're going to have to open the ruby chest anyways at the end, which is behind the Sapphire one. So to me, it's just not worth it to bring the keys. And definitely do not buy them. Oh my god, I think people do try to sell the keys for the bonus. Do not buy them. It is not worth it. The diamond and ruby ones are the diamond one is the only one that you could arguably skip fighting to get the key. But the other two, Ruby and Sapphire, they are on the way to the bonus or the main mission objective. You're going to have to fight them anyways. Just do not buy them. But with that, we are now through the mission, and because we've cleared out, or we are through the 3rd trial, and now that we've already pre-cleared the Sapphire chest, we have only 3 enemies left. We have 1 boss for each Jinn type. You can fight them all at once, or you can fight them one at a time with careful pulling. I recommend the latter, but if you are very confident in your damage and or sustainability, you are, of course, welcome to just attack them all anyways and see what happens. But with that, we have all 3 chests now, so Cormab Burning Heart is the most dangerous one out of all of them. Shakor, not as concerned about. Earth Guardian can be nasty, but just make sure you've got the, have Shelter up, have Union up beforehand. This guy doesn't just completely shellac your entire team. If anything, I probably would have been smarter if I had brought the Broadhead Arrow build for dazing off of Margrid, but this is fine. We got through it anyways. And now we deal with the others. So yeah, Earth Guardian, as long as they're attacking exactly one thing, Shakor is actually more dangerous. Earth Guardian's main thing is if you stack near her. Then you are going to be in trouble. Wow, no one dropped Thanos this entire mission. I'm surprised. But anyways, that is Dasha Vestibule. So at this point, you will continue with the mission. If you want to get Xandra Bastion, you are going to have to go get the Master of Whispers. And again, I will show how to get the other hero you didn't select when we get to the final mission. So with that, as always, hope these videos are helpful, and we'll see you for the next one.